YouTube. This is Alan Rickman. Welcome to the Evening Toy. I'm back. I've come back to review these three different versions of Mindwipe, the Transformers Headmaster Decepticon character. Why am I doing this? What does Alan Rickman have to do with Transformers? I don't have an answer for you. Just enjoy it, I hope. You may notice my voice sounds a bit different. I've been under the weather. The first one we have here, of course, is the Takara Legends version. This is a different version than the Hasbro Titan Masters. The difference being the paint on the arms is predominantly purple here in the Japanese version to evoke more cartoon accuracy. The head is also different. It's a different sculpt. You'll notice here, it's not dramatically different from the Hasbro version like it usually is, but that's just a result of design, I suppose. It's quite good. Is it worth the extra cost involved? That's up to you. I am not certain. This one here I purchased mostly because of the cartoon accuracy again. This Decepticon logo is also different. I preferred it with this purple arms, but it's probably not worth the cost like it was with a character like Brainstorm, for example, or Chrome. It's good. It's somewhat disappointing though. Quite articulated, mostly the same in bat mode as it is in the Hasbro version, so I'm not going to spend much time on it. I will not be showing alt modes or transformations, only robot modes. Let's put them aside now. Let's show you now the Fans Project third-party version. This is actually called Sigma L, I believe. It's good. It's really quite good. It's very articulated. Most of these joints are for transformation, but still quite posable. The wings sadly don't progress past this point here. For what reason, I couldn't say. He does come with two shotguns, which is cool. You can angle the handle here to give him more posing options. You can see I've been wounded here. That is not Mindwipe's fault, I should state for the record. What I really like about this is the posable wings. They can be folded in on themselves here. You can also spread them wide. You can plug the shotguns in any way you like, pointing up or down, or on the back. Nope, not on the back, that's my mistake. There's his bat face there. It's quite good. You can also open his mouth to give him a more menacing type of scream, I suppose. What I also really enjoy is that when you open the body up and transform it into the bat mode, these legs here form what appears to be a coffin. And that is for the pilot to sit inside. So it's like he's inside a coffin. It's very macabre and appropriate for this figure. You'll also note that this head, you can raise the visor up if you prefer a little bit. It kind of doesn't look quite right, but you can get away with it. And then when you transform it into this figure mode, this is Vorath. I don't remember the Fans Project name. It's not really important, but it's pretty good. You cannot hold the shotgun in this mode. It's worth mentioning. It looks ridiculous. Let's move on. I think this is probably the best figure, but let's move on. We must show you the movie version. Now I'm partial to movies myself, having acted in several. This is a landing gear that becomes sort of heel spurs. The color of this one is a bit strange. He does look a bit greenish. This tint to the grey material is a bit curious. He turns into a stealth bomber or a stealth fighter, I suppose. I'm not very military man, but some sort of aircraft. What I do like is he has this action feature here where you can have these daggers which comprise the cockpit in alt mode. And you can use this little button here to deploy these reverse gripped knives of energon which just stab you as you sleep. It also has an auto morph feature in the wings. When you open the wings up like this for the jet mode, you could do that in robot mode too, but when you collapse them here, it makes these little feathers or something stick up there. And he has this, I suppose this is supposed to be Cybertronian language, but it's just gibberish to me. He does look good in the other mode. This is sort of a Decepticon Air Force symbol here, I suppose. Also of note, this menacing face, you can see his eyes underneath the visor, which is a very chilling effect. And he also looks like he's wearing some sort of breathing apparatus for piloting, since he is an aircraft. I think it's quite good. Also of note, I'm sorry I'm not showing the alt mode, but he can attach another Decepticon to his dorsal frame, fuselage, ventral, dorsal, yes. And that figure would be called either Laserbeak or this fellow here. These are some additional ports. I don't know why you would want to use them, but they are there for your convenience. There they are displayed together once again. If I were to rank these three, I suppose I would choose the Fans Project first, followed by the film version, followed by the Titans Return / Legends version. I suppose these two would be equal in price. Normally I don't care for the films. That's not just a personal opinion because Michael Bay refused to cast me in the role of Sam Witwicky, but because they are objectively terrible films. However, they did generate enough revenue based on product and box office earnings to give us further toys in the line, such as this, and renew interest in the overall Transformers brand, so there must be something to be said for that. This concludes my review of these three Mindwipe figures that I own. I can categorically recommend any of them, except perhaps this one. I would probably go with the Hasbro version if you're on a budget. The differences in the Takara are not quite worth it. The other two are solid figures, and I hope you've enjoyed this review. Once again, this is Alan Rickman on behalf of Dendrick's Evening Tour channel that does terrible impressions of deceased celebrities. I do apologize for that, by the way. Please come back and enjoy some other videos which will be better in quality as we approach our 100th episode. Thank you, Mr. Potter, for watching. And thank you again, redundantly, for watching.